Hello and welcome to the Arsenal BiteSize Podcast. I'm your host Clayton at Clates AFC on Twitter. Happy match day. It's the Arsenal's first Champions League quarter final in 15 years. 15 bloody years. It's over half my life. It's absolutely bonkers. Very surreal feeling, like in terms of just the feelings that I've got right now. So I'd say it's more excitement than it is nerves, and that's not saying that I'm not nervous. And because I've got a lot of strong opinions on this. I do think people are writing Bayern off way too easily. But yes, excitement. I think I'm so fed up with just letting my nerves completely overrule my emotions with football. And you only have to look at last season. We didn't end up winning the league. But I look back and had some of the best days of my Arsenal supporting life last year. So I think for me, I'm just in a stage where just go for it. Just enjoy it. We know we're one of the best teams in the world. Anything can happen, but just go with this journey because you'll regret it otherwise. But yeah, I am so excited. It's going to be a full house, literally 60,000 Arsenal fans. Obviously, Bayern Munich are banned. Their fans banned from being in any away game. I don't know if that's for the rest of the tournament or just for this one, for this leg. But yeah, fuck it out. It's surreal, and I think for me it's surreal as well. It's our first time back in the competition for so long, and we're like the bookies' favourites to go through. I posted a poll on Twitter, and majority of people said on that they think Arsenal will go through. We've earned the right. We've earned the right to be here, and I was reading the Arsenal match preview on the website, and obviously, massive if we get there, it'll be a third ever semi-final for us in the Champions League. So there's so much at stake. But in terms of Bayern Munich, I think people are writing them off way too easily. I think you just have to know the history of them. And I speak a lot domestically about playing the team in front of you and not the badge. I talk about Man United as an example of that, and like playing the team in front of you, not the occasion of Old Trafford. I think you have to do that here, but I do think it's different in the Champions League. There is something intangible I can't put my finger on, where a lot of these guys have been there and done it, like Muller, so many of their players. Goretzka obviously has won it, Neuer. They've got so much experience, Kimmich as well, where they know what to do. And as good as we know we are, this is something completely new to us. We don't know how they'll fare. And we saw some wobbly signs against Porto. And I think Porto was a tie where everyone was expecting us to walk and roll all over them. So I think it's going to be a challenge. I'll talk about score predictions and what I think will happen over the two legs later. But Bayern Munich have obviously basically lost the league, right? This is the only thing they've got left. They will raise their game. They're not going to go out and get embarrassed. And yeah, like they're just not. They've got too much individual quality in Sane, Musiala, Gnabry, Kane, God forbid, Kimmich, Neuer, and yeah, they've got too much individual quality despite their systematic issues for this to be a rollover like everyone's talking about. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's go predicted lineups. So lineup against Brighton was obviously a really impressive team. I don't think it got off to the best start, but really impressive performance in the whole 90 and got the job done, winning 3-0, rotated the squad a bit through good subs and stuff. And it was David Raya in goal. Back four was White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko. Midfield three was Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard. And the front three was Saka, Havertz and Jesus. And I think the team is going to be the exact same, but Tomiyasu in for Zinchenko. I just think we've seen signs, like we've been using Rice and Jorginho more than I thought he would. Jorginho got a complete rest against Luton, and I think part of me was thinking, is this a party kind of game? Like at home, Party's a bit more aggressive with the ball in terms of his progressive passing, but I don't think that's what Mikel Arteta wants in the Champions League. He wants control and that dominance and that suffocation. And I think that's what Rice and Jorginho gives you. I think Partey is the guy if you want to accelerate the tempo and like we're looking to really aggressively pass through the lines. I think Jorginho gives that measured approach with it. And I think the relationship between Jorginho and Havertz is so crucial. Jorginho passes the ball into areas that only Jorginho does it, where he knows Havertz is going to run into. So I think that's a key relationship. And I think Tomiyasu will come in for Zinchenko because of the 1v1 ability. I think, obviously the statistics show like Zinchenko's on-ball value and everything, and I think it is a little bit overblown how much teams are getting joy out of him, but I still think it's something teams target. I think they look to purposely switch on one side and then flip it over to Zinchenko's side. Whereas if Tomiyasu's in there as a 1v1 defender against a Sane, a Gnabry, a Musiala, a Muller, whoever's playing on that side, Tomiyasu can defend both the inside and the outside. He's multi-footed. He's bow-footed, and he's got the ability to arrive in areas as well. Sure, we lose the on-ball value of Zinchenko, but I think this is a game where Arteta's just going to look for stability. I think he will look, and it's, although you lose Zinchenko's on-ball ability by bringing in Tomiyasu, you've still got on-ball talent elsewhere in that first phase. Odegaard's capable of dropping and facilitating. I think he'll go Jesus on the left again. I think we've been seeing it City away. We also saw it Brighton away. Both he still has the ability to get himself in chance scoring areas. Like against City, he could have scored. Against Brighton, had a header, could have done better. And it's the shift he puts in as well. I think against the right side of potentially Kimmich and Sane, that's fucking tough. So, I think Jesus is going to be in there. I think we would have seen more of Martinelli if he was going to be ready to start. But yeah, I feel comfortable. Like I've said, I don't really mind what the starting 11 is, because I back the group to manage the state of the game over 90 minutes, 100 minutes. And then again, what I said about Porto, treat it like 4 halves. The first half of this game is going to be the quarter of the tie. Like, just chill. I know we need to go into the second leg with a win. I meant to say victory and win there, but I ended up merging the two. We need to go into the second leg with a lead, but we don't need to go all guns blazing. I think this is a case of, I also think we're going to have a lot more of the ball than we maybe think. If I just look at Bayern's predicted lineup on FotMob's app, they've got Neuer back in the sticks, back four of Kimmich, De Ligt, Dyer, Guerrero, midfield of Goretzka, Lema, Musiala, and then Coman and Sane either side of Kane. This morning, I actually did a Planet FPL Champions League preview podcast with James, and his predicted lineup for Bayern Munich was Manuel Neuer in goal, Kimmich, De Ligt, Dyer, Davies, Lima, Goretzka, Musiala, and Sane and Gnabry either side of Kane. So I'm more with James on that. I think it will be Davies at left back and Gnabry instead of Coman. But yeah, who knows? All I know is this team, this Arsenal team, we've seen it in the biggest stages. It has the ability to create, I'm just going to simplify it, has the ability to create good quality chances and suffocate and nullify the opposition. And I think that's what we need to do. We need to go there. I hope we don't show signs of nervousness. I think that's something in me that I'm not sure how they'll react. But I think the fact that I think in any European tie, I would want the second leg to be at home. But there's something about being home for this one first. So I think with the atmosphere is going to be absolutely electric tonight. And bring your A game if you're there. Honestly, they're going to need us. It's a shame they're not doing a TIFO, but bring your fucking vocals. If you can, wear red. If you've got a scarf, bring a scarf. Just get behind them. It's going to be absolutely huge. But yeah, that leads me on to the score predictions. And this is an interesting one because I know what my score prediction is. But in terms of how I think the tie will go, I think there'll be periods where we're uncomfortable in this first leg. I think Bayern will give us problems. And I was listening to the Arsenal Vision podcast, and Elliot, the host there, that obviously has done his homework. He was looking on FBref, I assume. And for XG, Bayern Munich are, I think, top in all 5 European leagues. For XG goal difference, they're top. For XG against, they were like 5th or something. So they're no mugs. Like, I know it's not going well for them in the league, and I must say, like, I did watch the Dortmund game. I can't confess to have watched Bayern Munich much this season, but I tuned into the Dortmund game. They did look uninspiring in attack, and they did look like they can be vulnerable in transition. And that's why it's such a shame Martinelli's not fully fit. But again, it's a squad game. Manage these ties as a squad. Forget the starting 11. Just get yourselves into halftime feeling like you're in control of the game, be it a 0-0, a draw, a score draw, or winning. Just get yourself into halftime, that first quarter, feeling like you're in control. And even break it down even further. Get yourself to the first half of the first half, feeling like you're in control, and then get into halftime leading. Manage it in chunks, and I'm sure that's what Arteta will do. But yeah, I was talking about Bayern in transition there. They look vulnerable. If you can isolate Eric Dyer, I think Harry Kane, like, we know his goal record against us, but how many of them were penalties? I back us in open play to really restrict them. I think I would like to see Rice play a little bit closer to Jorginho in this game. I feel like against Brighton, we went with a very aggressive press in the first phase, which is good. And I want us to do that against Bayern, because I think on the ball, I don't think their midfield is fantastic. I think if Kimmich was playing in midfield, I think it's a different story. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. I don't know who would go at right back, but I just think we've played better first phase teams in the league than Bayern, which is mad to say. And I think as a result, if we press them aggressively high up, man to man, I think we could get some joy and force them into a long ball into Kane, where Gabriel Saliba can hopefully deal with him. Obviously, Kane is deceptively strong and very good with his build-up and his hold-up. But I think we can do it. I really think we can do it. I think for me, it's just a case of don't go all guns blazing. Be measured, be adults, be mature. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but we have enough quality to go and do it. I don't think it will be like Porto, where they play a really aggressive mid-block and they're looking to disrupt play. I think Bayern will look to play because they've got the talent to do it. I hope this is the tie where we announce ourselves to the world, because we all know what we're good at, what we're capable of. We just need like a big announcement tie and game to do it. So fingers crossed. My actual score prediction is I'm going 3-1 to the Arsenal. And I know that sounds comfortable. It's more, I think it'll be a cagey game for a long period of time. I think we'll get the lead, but then Bayern will get back in it. And then I think we'll get like a bang, bang, like 2 goals in quick succession, and it will be raucous. That's what I'm going with, and that's what I'm hoping for, obviously. So, yeah, let's see how we get on. But, oh, man, I cannot put into words how I'm feeling. I'm so grateful that I've got a ticket and I'll physically be there. It's going to be absolute carnage. I think this atmosphere is going to be absolutely unbelievable. Before we get out of here, let's do some of the facts and stats from the Arsenal preview. Bayern have lost their last 2 away games in the knockout stages of the Champions League. 3-0 against Man City, 1-0 against Lazio. Saka has been directly involved in 7 goals in 7 appearances in the Champions League. The last player to register more goal involvements in a single campaign was Sanchez for us in 15-16. David Raya has kept a clean sheet in all 4 of his Champions League appearances at the Emirates, making 11 saves in the process. Navas and Alisson are the only keepers to have kept a clean sheet in each of their first 5 home appearances. One that's not nice. Well, 2 that's not nice. Thomas Müller has scored 5 goals in 7 Champions League appearances against us. Kane has scored 14 and 19 against us. But like I said, 7 of his last 10 have come from the penalty spot. So yeah, lots of nice little stats and stuff there. But I think a lot of historical stats, in my opinion, goes out the window for this. I think this is a very different Arsenal team. This is a very different Bayern team. And I think we're better than them. I really think we're better than them. I think we just need to go and prove it. We just need to go out there and prove it. Play our game. Go and dictate to them how we want the tempo to be. Go and dictate to them what we want in different chunks of the game. And I cannot tell you how highly I back this manager. to just pick the starting 11 for certain phases of the game and then manipulate it through subs, manipulate the game state through substitutions and tactical tweaks, reacting to what he's seeing on the pitch. Obviously, Tuchel, for all of his flaws, he's a very good tactician in one-off games. He obviously won them the bloody Champions League. He's no mug. He knows what he's doing. And again, I just want to stress this Bayern team are not going to just be rolled over like they were on the weekend, like they've crumbled in the league. It's different in the Champions League, and pedigree and aura is a thing. You only have to look at Real Madrid. So be humble, but also you can be humble by being, and also be confident. Like, we've earned the right to be confident. Just don't turn into arrogance. Let's get the job done before we go into that arrogance and overconfidence mode. But big task ahead of us. If you're going, like I said, bring your fucking A game. I'll be there tonight. I'll be there next week for the away game. Cannot wait for that. At bucket list stuff, watching the Arsenal at the Allianz in a quarterfinal. But yeah, we're 180 minutes away minimum from our third ever Champions League semi-final. So come on, boys, make us proud, make us fucking dream. If you've enjoyed this, please hit the like button on YouTube, drop us a subscribe to the channel so you see the future episodes, review us on the audio platform so you don't miss future episodes. I'll be back either tomorrow or Thursday to review the big game and what will hopefully be a very joyous victory, but we'll see. Let's do it. Up the Arsenal, come on.